Welcome everyone to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for April 29th through the 1st of May 2016. I'm Athen and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so we're in the third quarter phase this weekend, which is about integrating and challenging ourselves, hopefully, with personal development. That has been this last full moon in Virgo, which has been about seeing where we can improve, where we can refine ourselves and our environment. And I think over the weekend, going into next week, where we can perhaps take some action with that and really put this stuff in motion. So I think that's going to be the general backdrop. And I think with the moon in Capricorn, Friday and Saturday, there's a bit of this emotional reserve, right? There's a bit of this perhaps feeling responsibilities, perhaps wanting to be patient, persistent. And these are good qualities to find that middle path with, to develop. And I think with the moon in Capricorn, it's all about emotional mastery. You know, we have that bit of reserve so that we can have that space in making decisions, in doing the right thing, in building, and again, in this sense, I think, working on our development. So I think that's going to be the strongest energy in terms of the backdrop, both Friday and Saturday. If you look here at the aspects, we still do have Mercury slowing down from yesterday, from Thursday. And now he's going to be gaining his retrograde momentum as we go into next week. So when it comes to that routine, when it comes to what we're thinking about, the daily concerns, the daily activities, everything's starting to go into a reflection time. You know, and I think it's really good to be reflecting specifically on how we can be a bit more independent and direct, but with that extra conscious energy there. So there's a lot of energy in Aries. In fact, Venus is going to be shifting into Aries this weekend. And there's already been this strong direct self-expression, this energy that can be gained through taking action, through getting, you know, into the motion of things. And now Venus shifting in here is that we can really, first of all, enjoy it. There's a bit of this enjoyment about more of the active energy, especially with Venus coming out of very watery Pisces. And then perhaps in our relationships, you know, seeing where we can have that independent and direct energy with those as well. But with that Mercury retrograde, it's a sort of reflection on this, right? Maybe it's a reflection in terms of how we can have directness and independence, but in a healthy way. You know, with that extra conscious attention, because Mercury is all about our conscious mind. And sometimes with a retrograde, we go into sort of autopilot. So it's good to see over the weekend where we might be going into autopilot and where we can, again, bring that extra attention there. Specifically with what we say, with what we communicate, and also with what we think about. And it could be relating to self, which is that Aries energy. It could be very fiery still, right? Very self-motivated. So that's going to be that shift that we've been feeling since the last part of, you know, from the later part of this week. And then as we go into Saturday with the moon still in Capricorn, we are going to have this sun sextiling up to Neptune. In fact, this will be highlighted on Sunday. But through Saturday, there is a bit of this perhaps easygoingness, right? And what's so nice about it is there is a lot of this fiery energy, but here's Neptune kind of cooling it down a little bit. Or at least there's an opportunity for that, right? To integrate this bit of acceptance, this bit of presence, this transcendence of the self, of the ego, of our own desires. It's an excellent weekend for helping others or just having sensitivity with others or with ourselves, compassion, understanding, these kinds of matters. All right, and again, it could be easygoing. It could be a good weekend for perhaps getting some of that rest and relaxation, some of that intuitive time, some of that alone time, with balance, of course. And there's an opportunity for that. In fact, this weekend, there's a lot of opportunities. You can see here there's a lot of sextiles. All right, on Friday, there could be a bit of that motivation and drive, yet that reflection with how to integrate this new sense of independence and directness with that retrograde Mercury. And there's that emotional reserve with Friday, that third quarter phase where we're still building, we're taking that patient approach, hopefully through that emotional mastery. Then as we go into Saturday, there's more sextiles, not only with the sun, but with Saturn and Uranus. So there could be that easiness to be disciplined, and this supportiveness over Saturday, to have that patient approach. And then over the evening time, perhaps a bit of newness, a bit of excitement, mixing things up a little bit on a minor note. Again, with that square up to Mercury, bringing extra attention to the communications, to what we're thinking about, all in that sort of reserved Capricorn sort of way on Saturday. Then as we go into Sunday, the moon will be shifting into Aquarius. So this is all about that free-spirited energy. And I think it's an excellent day on Sunday to mix things up in that sense of being our true self, of tapping into our individuality, seeing where we can give, share, contribute. That's what Neptune in Aquarius has been showing us. And with Neptune sextiling the sun, there's a lot of that Aquarius energy coming through, particularly, I think, in the giving nature and the tremendous freedom that can be had through accessing our true self, which really just wants to give and share and contribute to things larger than us. So I think it's an excellent day for that. Again, perhaps the relaxation, the more meditative approach. We're going to have a sextile to Venus. So when it does come to those relationships, there is that shift with a bit of that directness, independence, which can be nice on Sunday, an opportunity for connecting. And then the evening time on Sunday, bringing that extra attention to our own personal drives, our own personal desires, which is important right now. With all of this retrograde in Aries, it's important anyways to just have that extra attention on self, that awareness on self, to keep everything nice and balanced. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday.